Disclaimer Jim or something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
We're on. Yep. Hello. Welcome everybody to the Arcade Hangout. Disclaimer Jim.
Shit.
Oops.
Hang on a second. I need to get it on
Strike
the right.
that. Reverse it.
Coming up.
Please be advised that the Arcade Hangout is not a show and not originally intended for audiences. Benefits to watching the Arcade Hangout are minimal, and you may experience adverse side effects, included but not limited to wasting part of your life and questioning your decision-making. Viewers and listeners of the Arcade Hangout will be exposed to the visuals and/or auditory sounds of eating, drinking, vaping, and burping. Instances of exposure to the noise of farting and urination are rare, but have also been reported. Those sensitive to the broadcasting of such activities are advised to immediately cease all participation in this podcast. If while watching the Arcade Hangout you experience signs of nausea, dizziness, or the urge to vent your spleen on social media about your disgust at the broadcast, you may be having an adverse reaction to the Arcade Hangout and are urged to grow a spine. If you experience an erection lasting more than 4 hours, that's probably unrelated to the Arcade Hangout, but we'd love to hear about it. Contact us about being a guest.
Bada bing, bada boom.
They've been warned.
Yeah.
Now you've been warned, everybody.
It's like a true disclaimer because we play it before we get into anything else.
Yeah. So if you're vaping or eating or farting,
there must be a default setting on that player to tell it which monitor to default to because normally I have it open up on the same one. Every week, and when I open it up, it likes to default to. It's not even my primary monitor. It's like my far left one. So I don't know. I'll figure that out. So it'd be a little more smooth. Although the thing is, this is fucking Google Hangouts. It's not very smooth. It's like yeah. At least the audio's fluent, like so they can hear that.
Yeah.
So no, and I'm kind of lost track of what's happening with Google Hangouts. If we know, like, it's going to stay if you pay like $6 a month. Is that what it is?
Okay, so I just noticed a little bubble popped up since I'm host. I don't know if this is just for because you guys probably. I don't know if you guys see that or not. The little blue thing that says this Hangout on air is live. Okay, so it says right here, Hangouts on air is going away August 1st. Which is right around the fucking corner.
Wow.
For
so
quick
long,
streaming,
farewell.
For quick streaming, try youtube.com/webcam. I have no idea what that is.
Oh, maybe because since Google and Netflix are getting all buddy.
Are they?
Oh, interesting.
Or is it Netflix? Sorry, I mean YouTube.
Okay, so it brings up when I click on that link. Obviously, I can't do much because my webcam's in use, so it has all these errors. Let me close out there. But the setup looks kind of similar, but I don't know if other people are able to join that, or if that's just like a private thing. So maybe that's their replacement hopefully, like that would replace this as far as like almost like a 1-to-1. But if not, then we'll have to explore other options, and so which there are. It's just a little more involved. It's not as streamlined or easy.
No pun intended.
No, not really. I'm tired.
Yeah, me too. But anyway, welcome to the Arcade Hangout, where a group of friends like to get together and talk about arcade games.
Where we fake
the tired hangout. That's what it's sounding like.
Welcome to the we're old and tired.
The middle-aged hangout.
Hangout. We're not your 20-year-old YouTuber.
Although we still laugh at fart jokes.
Yes.
Bathroom humor.
Our humor still might be at that level, but
yeah, I'm definitely involved in that level after Crankers.
So did anybody go see the Spider-Man movie? Because I didn't.
I did last week, before our show last week.
the new Spider-Man movie? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I enjoyed it.
Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, I'm hearing some good things about it. So okay. And we can touch on Stranger Things spoiler show. Maybe we should wait till everyone's seen it. We could all talk about it.
Yeah, Carrie hasn't seen it, so.
Oh, okay. So where are you at in it, Carrie?
0. I was actually thought that, yeah.
We got a ways to go. It's actually shorter though. It's 8 episodes, not 10 or whatever.
Damn.
So yeah. So did you like the series? Like you did, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you like season 2 as well?
I did like season 2.
Okay, okay. Some people didn't like season 2 because I like season 2. I just didn't like it when she went off on her own and she had this little adventure with like these rogue people. I felt
it stood out.
It was so out of place. I felt like I was watching, I don't know, another whole different show. Like, what is this? Remember that she goes off and with these rogue X-Men and
yeah. Yeah, it wasn't quite as cohesive, and it certainly was not as strong as season 1.
Yeah. So this one, it's, I'm not gonna ruin anything, but it's tight.
Yeah,
I think I like that everything.
It all takes place in a bathroom.
Everything has a purpose. Yeah, nothing's wasted. Everything has a reason, and there's an arc.
Arcs are good.
Beginning, middle, and end. First, second, third act. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I can't wait till everyone's seen it so we can talk about it more.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. You saw my comment in Slack though. I wish they'd expand a little bit more.
Well, yeah, like explain a little more, maybe about powers and things. I don't know.
No, not even necessarily that, but more of the sci-fi element, because it seems a lot to be the same to me. Like it's always the same type of like. There's got to be more going on than just this. Yeah, it seems really dumbed down to me, and not
really
like
yeah. I guess we can't talk about it until we get into spoilers, so we'll wait. Yeah. But I see what you're saying.
But I enjoyed it. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
I think that's just a tool to kind of like show kids having adventures, Goonies style. You know, that's kind of the way I kind of look at the show.
It'd be like if Goonies was pushing an R rating or something, or a hard PG-13 at least.
And I think the effects in this are the best yet.
Yes, I would agree. Like if you look at the CG effects of like the monster stuff from like first season, like they look pretty darn primitive compared to where they're at now. Like it's way more convincing.
Yeah, it's done really well and really gross.
Yeah. No arcade scenes though. I was surprised.
Not really. They do go to the arcade at the end, but they don't show them playing games or anything, you know. So, but that was kind of a bummer. But I do like that. God, fuck the music in the show. They have got the rights to so. I mean, it's not like a TV show where it's like covers song.
Not just music, but also movies too.
Oh, and movies too. I was gonna say that too. Yeah, the movie theater scene. I'm like, oh my god, it's like they actually paid the rights to show that.
Yeah, but yeah, the music is awesome. The I just like the score. Dave, can you crunch some more paper, please?
It did sound really loud. I had to separate the Harbor Freight ad from sorry, that's what I was doing.
Oh my god, you're like a little kid who gets the Sears catalog and circles the things that they want.
Like the Harbor Freight. Just for things.
But yeah, I like the score to the show though a lot, and it's maybe one of the only shows that I just let you can skip the intro, but I usually just let it play out because I like
dun, 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 dun. Yeah, it feels very John Carpenter-y, Stephen King-ish, and it looks Stephen King-ish too.
Yeah.
But yeah, the score is awesome. I love the music they get is so from my era. And I love that it's not like if you're watching a TV show, a normal TV show, they don't put the money into that crap. You'll hear like some cover band thing, you know, of Madonna singing Material Girl, you know, it wouldn't be real Madonna, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, the music was amazing. And the details in the background seem even more detailed this time, and I don't know.
No, it's good.
Yeah, very cool. So we'll revisit this again once. Dave, are you gonna watch that? Did you ever watch Stranger Things, Dave?
No, I want to. I haven't watched a single episode, but my wife watched it. She said it was awesome.
Oh man, you'd love it. It's 80s shit.
I know. I you know what? I gotta do it. I gotta break down.
So you're like 3 seasons behind now.
I know, but that's good. That's a whole binge.
Yeah.
I built up a backlog.
Yeah, we know you've done that many times.
Oh, James.
James. Anyway,
That's making you uncomfortable.
So what else? What else do we have to talk about? Anybody have any arcade news? I don't have any arcade news, so
I had a big arcade week for me.
Oh, cool.
Well, it's not it's just it was a little bit of a miracle.
Oh.
So I did a trade with my friend Donnie from Rochester. Donnie with the baby.
Right. Yeah. No, we know
All
Donnie.
right, so after multiple years of having my Operation Wolf, my Operation Wolf that was non-operational,
non-operational wolf.
Yeah, non-operational.
Yeah, the non-Operation Wolf. He had a nice Operation Wolf, and he said the only problem, mine's pretty nice, except it's non-operational. But he goes, the only thing wrong with it is like the gun's a little finicky. I go, perfect, because I still have that gun that my father restored.
Oh.
So we did a trade.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And so he brought the game. It looks great. Threw my dad's gun on, plays great. Monitor looks great. Hence, I'm trying to sell my other one. I want it out of the basement here. But then, so before Don came, what games did I have down? Marble Madness was down. Frogger was playing blind. And Centipede was down. Figuring Centipede was just the harness I had to adjust like I did before. So let's see, what do we tackle first? The Frogger, he brought a chassis. It's a G07. He brought a different chassis with him. And then I discharged my first monitor holding I still got scared. But
Hey,
yeah,
nice.
yeah,
What did you
yeah.
use to discharge?
Well, he had a screwdriver. He brought his crap with him.
So he had the
Index
gin-
finger.
Yeah. So he's like, here, you do it. He's like, put your hand behind your back so you don't touch anything, just out of, habit. So we did, and there wasn't didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
So we put his chassis in, and it fired up, and I have a working Frogger again with the picture. It's great.
So you have a
awesome.
Frogger
That
and you
helps.
have a Operation Wolf running.
Operation Wolf, and I also had 2 more down games. So my Marble Madness and my Centipede. So then we move on to the Marble Madness. Marble Madness has been down when I got it from Jordan. It didn't work, and then I was messing with the power supply, trying the voltage, and then it worked for like 2 weeks. And then even if I adjusted the power supply, it wasn't doing it anymore. It wasn't booting up like before. I was just play with the voltage, get it right, and it started. But so then we tested the voltages, and he brought an Indiana Jones board with him. And then he's like, we swapped it out, getting garbage. Voltage seemed right. He goes, I think your main board's bad. He's like, we should take it out and push the chips in. I go, you know what? I never did that. That was suggested because it came from Oregon, so, and it was working when Jordan sent it to me. So, well, I believe that it was working when he sent it, and I got it working. So we took the main board out, just the socketed chips, just reseeded them, put it back in, and bingo, it's working. Yes,
that's weird.
That thing's been down but I never did that. I just never got
reseeding shit make it come back when it's just sitting there.
I've never had a game where reseeding chips fixed anything, except for the Nintendo, except for the Nintendo versus stuff.
Remember this did come from Oregon though. This was shipped across the country, so, and it was working. Yes, so maybe just.
That was a loud one, Mox.
Oh, sorry.
That was an ear banger.
So then we moved on to the Centipede, and I said, if we fix this, I'm not sucking your dick, Donnie. I'm not doing it. So we did it, and it was the AR2. The voltage was low. We just turned it up, and boom, booted right up. So 4 games down, 4 games working. It was amazing, and it was like an hour and a half. It was like
oh my god, that's
did you go buy a lottery ticket right after that?
No, I gave him a little extra in our trade. I had a little backup in case these games did fix, that I'll just add it to the, to the trade, just a part, then nothing major, but yeah, it's.
Could you imagine if that was like a pickup and you're over there with like a buddy, and you're trying to get a deal on like 4 non-working games, and he fixes all 4 of them, and then just kind of screws you out of a deal.
He was kind of he was like in a rush, but then he got in a power rush. He goes, "We got to try the centipede now," and I'm like, "Well, all right, we'll try it." Because I didn't think it was anything, but yeah, so that it fired right up.
Sweet.
It was amazing. Marble Madness is the best. My trackball makes the red one makes a lot of noise. Like it needs to be rebuilt. It's like real loud.
Well, yeah. Or it needs to be because that's player 2 side. No one uses that trackball unless you're playing a 2-player game. So it may need to be broken in more, too.
Oh, maybe I'll have to do a sound. Well, maybe you can. Oh, sometime I'll do a sound test, and you can tell me what you think because it's definitely distinct sound. Plays fine. I did play with it, unless Jordan always used player 2 because you can use player 2 as player 1.
Oh yeah, yep.
Like if he prefers from that side. But it was my kids are all over the Operation Wolf because I put it in the garage because we make it like a summer room during the summer.
Nice.
So it's got AstroTurf and a couch and stuff, and so it was up there. And my son, he's like, "Well, how much did you get this game for?" He's only 6. Like, what's this one? Now, how come he gave us this one? This is a nice game. Why would he give it to us? Like he, and I'm like, and I'm like, but nobody wants the other one. I mean, it's Ghost Town, Crickets, Facebook, Offer Up, Let Go, Clove. I'm basically almost going to say free.
Well, shit, dude. I saw that you sold your Punch Out with with another cabinet for $500. I'm like, what the fuck?
No,
wow.
Like that here.
That's a bargain.
I traded with Donnie, and I kept the board.
Oh, is that what you did?
Yes, that was the trade. And I kept the board and a control panel because I wanted I don't know why I want 2 control panels, one to like make nice, or maybe one to have Super Punch Out, one to, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's the same, but I'm like, I just wanted an extra one, and he already had one. So I was like, whatever control panel you want, I just give me. So he brought the one he had, and he's like, well, I'll just keep the one that's on. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Thanks. Yeah. I just wanted a spare one to work with. And I did email Adam to see if he would fix, but he's still out of the PCB game. Too busy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to. I'll probably send it
he
to
must just
Eldorado.
be. I wonder if if it's mostly a summer thing, like if he has more time when like fall and winter hit.
Well, I must have had that game for a year. The one that Donnie gave me, that I thought maybe the board might have been bad, and I brought that up, and I think that was a year ago. I emailed him, and he said, "No, I'm too busy."
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he's just still out of it. But then he was like, I forgot what I saw you were selling Punch. I'm like, no, I still have the board you'd fix for me. I just kept a better cabinet, instead of having the project. It's just too many games, and there's no reason, especially when I spent $100 on that switcher thing to play both in the same cabinet.
Right.
I bought, like, why did I even buy that if I was planning on having both? And it's so I have that thing. So I was like, whatever, get rid of the one with the hole in the front.
Don't you guys think it's kind of weird in Centipede that like the fire button doesn't look like it's where it should be? It should be in the mushroom on the design of the control panel. You see,
I've never really thought about.
Actually, no, Dave's is a little different.
Mine has a Willis Overlay. Once again, I bought the original one 4 years ago, and it's still sitting in a box.
My biggest thing is that, and it's the same on Upright and on the Cabaret. It's up. It looks
higher
like
than
it should be like a start button.
It looks like it should be where the mushroom is. It has this little like line explosion inside it. It looks like that's where the fire button should be, but for some reason it's above the mushroom.
I don't understand why it's up so high. Why?
It's up high.
Why is it like right in line with the?
Let me see if I can find a picture. I'll just talk.
So here we have the Centipede control panel prop.
Oh, there you go.
Ah, nice.
Well, Donnie was kind enough because I said he goes, I got another extra. You can take this one. I'm like, oh, thanks.
Okay, there we go. So you have it. So check out the fire button. See the explosion? Looks like that's where the button should be. But instead they put it above the mushroom.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that
weird?
Why
they put it up so high? Like,
and you can see my Willis right behind it.
It's just odd that it's not right there in that circle. It looks like that's where it was supposed to be.
Well, and it's right. It would be right in the center, off to the like. That's what you'd expect. Like any joystick game, the buttons aren't like way up top.
Yeah, so it's like odd choice.
You're the oldest as far as the game. You've been doing this for the longest, as far as like you were playing in the arcades. But do you remember any of these Willis things being on games in the arcades?
Never.
Yeah, me neither.
It always looked like that controller you just showed me. That's
that's why when I got this.
It's like the equivalent of buying breakfast cereal in a bag versus a box.
In fact, I hardly ever saw cabarets. The only time I saw cabarets was at Disneyland in the Starcade in the upper. Usually, it was in the second floor. They had a ton of cabarets up there, and that was like the first time I saw them. I was like, "Oh, these are weird. They're tiny, but yet." You know, you can still play the game, and they had like Battle Zone, Cabaret, and a bunch of others. It's just kind of
the only ones I remember are the ones that I don't want to say, like like Monaco GP. I remember seeing that at Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh yeah,
I love that game. It's funny. I just asked Jordan. There was one at Coin Op Warehouse for like, I don't know, 400 or 350, but it wasn't working. And
my friend Till bought one not working.
He said
he worked on it like crazy.
I actually I got one for
finally
free.
got it working.
I had one for free for a while that I picked up from a little private retail place by where I grew up. Well, he's still running it. It's called like Neighbors. Was it Pinball Palace or something like that? Neighbors Novelties. There we go. And it's a little one man. He used to be. He still has a route and stuff, but the game worked, but the steering wheel didn't. And you open that thing up and it's all that TTL logic. It's like, there's no CPU. This is before all the microprocessors and shit. So
there's a million little chips everywhere.
A million of these big. There's a ton of the big boards and the game played. The monitor worked. The steering didn't. And I was pretty new to the hobby then, so I ended up, and the cabinet was real beat up. I should put, the cabinet was in rough shape, so I just posted on Club. I'm like, I'm ready. I'll part this thing out, and there was two dudes that were looking for specific parts, and like including the monitor and stuff. So I parted the whole thing out. I sold all the parts for pretty cheap. And then we threw the cabinet in a bonfire, and that thing went up. That thing went up so quick, it was unbelievable.
Woof!
Oh yeah, that old paint and everything. Oh man,
just Jordan's because I said it's not working. He goes, don't buy it if it's not working. He goes, forget it. Don't even go near it. He said, buy one that's working, and then if you get one that's working, try and find other boards to have as spares. He goes, good luck. Because I said, you know anybody that fixes them? He goes, nope, don't buy it if it's not working.
I don't even know how Till fixed his. I know that he was telling me that he had to do like adjustments and then play the game to see what that affected. So like he had the hardest time figuring out, the parts where you go into tunnels and then the headlights come on.
Yeah.
Like that was like a layer that wasn't working. So it'd be like driving in the dark.
Wow.
So yeah, he had to like, I don't know what he did. But he finally got it working though. It took him months though, but he loves that game though. He loves playing that one. I like
it every time it's in the turn. I liked it as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I was in
fun.
I played.
It's fluid too. It's very fluid.
Yes, it's like that, and I like pole position. I think those are awesome.
It's like a Twitch game too. It's kind of like you kind of get into a zone sometimes, and you can just like get pretty far.
There was a game kind of like that on our TI-85 graphing calculators called Tunnels, I think, where you're just a little triangle and you're navigating between in this tunnel, and you can't hit the sides, and so it's like you're just like getting all twitchy with your fingers. Yeah.
Hey, what do you guys think about buying? I'm thinking about buying this Pong clone by Midway called Winner 2.
Wiener 2.
Yeah.
Wiener. I never.
It's like 73. It's got a wood cabinet. It's a Pong clone.
Yeah, those are fine. There's a ton of Pong clones out there, and
I got to go look at it.
All right.
The pictures aren't that great.
As long as it's working. A lot of people have Pong machines that don't work.
He says it's working.
Okay.
I mean, I just
think the family would play that, or a party,
or I don't know. I use it as trade bait for something else if somebody else wants it. It's like,
my only hesitation with those is I see them pop up all the time on like Craigslist and stuff, and they sit there. And so like
sitting, I don't think it's getting any. And I offered less, and they said, I'm like, maybe I'll go look at it. But if it's all the cabinet's all beat up and it's falling apart, I'm probably not going to take it. But it looks good in the pictures. And I looked at it on Claw, and it looked pretty neat. It's like the first midway. Somebody said it's the first midway game because there was a Claw thread on it, but I don't know. Is it even worth it? Oh, if I had a bigger basement, it'd be like Gax, like garage. Like, that's cool that he's got, an old black and white, but I'm limited on space here, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it is for me. It's like, unless it's a game that is at the top of my wanted list, it's getting the axe. In fact, Carrie was like, hey, well, we can talk about that later. We were talking about Donkey Kong stuff. She wants to buy, well, I can talk about it once you're done talking about the Pong clone.
Well, that's it. Pong clone. To be continued. We'll see if I get it over the weekend. Because I work afternoons, so it's always like, are you available during the day? After 5:30. I'm like, well, not me, not this week. So we'll see if on the weekend if I got it in me. But go ahead. What is Carrie?
So I've got a DK Junior, but it's been in storage for a few years because I just don't have space here for it. And she's really grown to like DK3 because it's basically a shooter.
Yeah.
And so she was like, hey, it was kind of funny. Like, I don't know if we're at this stage of the relationship yet, but I was thinking of buying this DK3 board and throwing it in your DK Junior. I'm like, oh yeah, hell, go for it. The only thing is, I don't have any space for it in my apartment. so you'd have to store the cabinet. You can have the cabinet just and do what you want, but I don't have the space because every little piece of space I have left in my apartment.
She's trying to ask you, do you like me enough? Will you just give me this, Jim? Because it's sitting there not doing anything.
Well, it wasn't even that. She's like, her analogy was, can I add some chocolate to your peanut butter or something like that?
But well, Carrie, if you want it, you're gonna have to ship it and keep it at your place because I got no space.
That's kind of what I was. But then it's like,
but where am I gonna put it?
Yeah, because I have spot for my pin. That and then 2 spots and it's still going to be tight, but I want for my Dungeons and Dragons and then my Street Fighter. So and that's it. Then I am max unless I start throwing games in my bedroom.
Wait, how many do you have, Jim? And then in your apartment?
10. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, this row there's 8. Then I got my Red 10 and my Mega Touch and then my dartboard too. That's not really a video.
Dartboard for $350. And my son was upset. I go, Carter, I would love a dartboard, but there's no space for one. I love that $350.
Well, yeah,
the guy that's selling it too. And I'm like, shit, I could probably get it for $3. The
thing is that they're not very deep. But then you have to clear it. Well, then you need 9 feet or whatever for the throw line, and you have to have that open. And that's why, like, I have a perfect spot right next to Super Hang-On for another big cabinet. Oh wait, that's where people throw darts from. So,
hey Jim, what is your shirt? What's that from?
Teen Wolf.
Oh,
style. An 80s kid, dude. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, actually, the back.
Styles word.
Oops, hang on a second here.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Hey, you got to know it. What's the shop teacher's name, Jim? Everybody says, the shop teacher.
Guys, Dick on
the back cleaner. But what's his name? That's super Teen Wolf trivia right there.
That is. Mr. Harris.
What?
I think it's Mr. Harris.
Oh, I have no idea.
But Mr. Harris, the shop teacher. I think that's.
You're gonna find out now.
He
doesn't know. He's wearing the shirt and he doesn't know. I don't know either.
You have failed. Yeah.
My shirt's from Star Wars. Okay.
And yours is Jaws.
What's funny is there's a guy at work and we're both fat and it's like this is double XL and I walk in with it today. He goes, or like a couple weeks ago I walked in with it. He goes, I have that shirt. And today I walk in, he goes, dude, you got to text me with me wearing that shirt because we both have it on. It'll be weird. I think I bought this, to be honest, in
it's Mr.
Murphy. Old Navy. outlet as I was going to
That's for
Fun.
sure it was Harris. I was
Wait, what was
that?
that?
It was Harris.
It was Mr. Harris?
Mr. Murphy.
Mr. Murphy, close.
It doesn't sound right to me though. I swear, in my head it was Mr. Harris.
I got this shirt at Old Navy too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you wouldn't even tell. That looks vintage.
Yeah.
That's a little too vintage.
It's about 4 years old or something.
It's nice.
Yeah, I like it.
Dude, my fucking central AC went.
Oh no, that's you're right in the starting of the heat wave that's going to be hitting.
And then I was going to get some guy off of Facebook was going to do it on Thursday, and he was very nice. And it was $22.50. I was going to get the thing. He's like, I could be there, but then I'm going to do my furnace as well because furnace is from '98, and I'm just like, I didn't want to spend. It's going to cost me like $4,800 for both. But you get a rebate because I'm going high efficiency, and I guess everyone says I'll save a lot of money on gas and electricity because all my shit's old. I moved in this house in 2006, and that's like I haven't really. That stuff was here, and the AC kept every 2
so it's like the original AC from forever ago.
It's from '89.
Oh,
and
wow.
I think the only reason it's sold because the person who lived it was an older lady, so they probably didn't use it as much because old people like it warmer. But I have an uncle in heating and cooling, and he would just recharge it with like this stuff called R22, which a little can, it's like a propane tank, is $900 a tank.
Holy fuck!
Yeah, because the EPA outlawed it, and it's all recycled, and only older stuff uses it until the next thing comes along, and then they'll say that's bad for the environment. But he tried to fill it today, and he's like, "Dude, it's leaking out."
Oh no!
I used to get away with the charge every 2 years. But somebody charged it last year, and then 3 days ago, my wife's like, "I think it's getting warm." I'm like, "Fuck, damn AC, it's leaking that shit. That R22 shit's going into the ozone."
Is that like Freon?
Yeah, it's like that Freon shit.
Yeah. And it's in my this was like 8 years ago. I've been here 13 years in this house, and maybe 8 or 9 years ago when it first was warm, and I called I called someone for like a tune-up, and then they're like, "Oh no, they're just trying to sell me new equipment." And I spent $60 for the tune-up, which they didn't do anything. They just want to sell you new shit. My uncle's like, "I got some of that stuff." Well, he goes, "The guy who says it's leak," he goes, "They all leak." He goes, "But if it doesn't leak that bad, I can charge it and it'll last you a while." And it lasted me 2 years, and then I had to do it again. It lasted another 2 years, but now it was a year, so got to spend the coin.
Ooh. Yeah. Central air is really nice, so.
Oh, dude, it's fucking 90, but we got fans, and my in-laws are here from Florida, and they keep their what they keep their AC on in Florida? 79.
Holy fuck!
Yeah, because they're used to like.
Why even turn it on? Yeah, I mean, well, I guess it's
95
the humidity.
Yeah, but it's 95 outside. You know what I mean?
Well, how old are they? Like 80?
No, not that old. They're young. They're 10 years younger than my parents.
You know what? I keep my AC at overnight 65.
I go 68. Dude, I like seeing my breath myself.
Hell yeah.
Well, no, that's what they said when they come visit. They always bring long pajamas because they know they're going to be freezing in our house.
They're wearing long underwear.
They're like, "Oh, I brought the heavy jammies, and we're dying."
Oh, because you have more comforters. Yeah.
What about the people? Alaska's like 90.
My parents are in Alaska right now.
Are freaking out.
Yeah, I don't. I'll be interested to hear what the temperatures were like.
It's like high 80s in Anchorage or whatever. They're losing their minds.
Yeah, because they're in Anchorage right now. Yeah. Well,
I'm still friends, because my wife's a flight attendant. I used to be. So there's like a Facebook thing, and there was some crew member who said that the hotel they're in, the AC's broken Anchorage, and the sun's coming up at 4 a.m. and they're dying of sweat, and like we're calling the cruise. We're calling the union on this one. This one's
that's
working AC.
That's the number one reason why I usually lose sleep or I have trouble falling asleep is if I'm overheated.
Have you ever been in California when they have the fucking AC goes off if there's not motion in the room?
No, because I don't know anyone. Carrie doesn't have AC in her place because it's perpetually 55 to 62 degrees.
Yep,
I'm talking like Southern California in the winter. In the winter months, a lot's these, environmental friendly. Oh, we're the AC. If there's not movement, the AC's not running.
That's weird.
It's like motion sensitive.
So like if you're overheated, you gotta start flailing your arms or something to get it to turn on.
And then at the Marriott at the airport at LAX, for years they would shut it off in the winter months. Like you can't put the AC on if it's like December to whatever, February or whatever. And I'm like, it's 78 out. I like it 60 like you do, Jim. I always went low. 65 is usually the lowest.
I will say that about winter, about like starting like well, not even winter, like late October up through the winter months, is that then I can just, if I'm a little warm, I just crack open that balcony door and you get that crisp air come through, and it's because like the thing is with the cold is you can always add layers, but if you're overheated, you can only get down to your skin. so like then you're screwed.
True. Yeah, it's my house is hot. It's probably 83 upstairs now.
And you can drink all the Bud Light in the world, but eventually they'll add to the heat factor. So
no, I'm telling you, no, this is like drinking water. My urine is clear. It's like dead. I do carry last. Sorry, you're eating, but this is.
Yeah, I should mute that lest I spit food out.
This is Gatorade. Like people say, if you hydrate you, I'm peeing clear. Seriously.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean though that you're not going to get overheated though from the alcohol factor.
Yeah, there's a little alcohol, but it's mostly water, as Leo would tell you.
It is mostly water. It's just like Coors Light that we all drink on our camping trips.
It's
water light.
Endurance beers, gentlemen and lady.
Gentle lady. One of my colleagues says gentle ladies. Gentle lady. I was speaking to this gentle lady.
Oh,
always sounds so funny. No, you cannot eat my dinner.
One good thing is the bearded dragon will feel at home. We do have a lizard now. Yeah,
you did get him.
Yeah. My daughter's. I'm kind of freaked out a little bit. I haven't really bonded with him yet. My wife's been up there, and my daughter feeding him crickets, and it's like I'm like, He expect my wife put it on her father. And he freaked out. He's basically, if you don't get this off me, I'm throwing it across the room. Like she just like. And then she showed it to my wife showed it to Pepper the dog, and I'm like, and Pepper was all. I go, Julie, just pretend, don't do that, because next thing you know, it's like Casey will be holding it, and Pepper will eat it or something or grab it. You don't want to don't let her engage with the lizard.
How big is it right now?
Small.
Oh, wow, it's really small.
Yeah, it's tiny.
I don't think I've ever seen one that small. I think those are they're so
I wanted
I wanted a snake when I was a kid, and I wanted any kind of reptile, and that was just not going to happen with my parents. Nope, denied.
I used to have a chameleon that would change colors. Those ones that have the eyeballs that go different ways and change colors. So one time when I was working all day or whatever, and my dad, we had a lot of fleas because of the cats. We had a ton of cats. Well, 2 cats, but they're indoor, outdoor cats, so they're bringing in fleas all the time. So my dad set up some bug bombs, and he took the chameleon outside so it wouldn't get gassed. So the bug bombs go off, and then he forgot to bring the chameleon back in. And then the sun just roasted him, and I get home, and he's like just so fried from this. It was in the summer too. He was like fried so hard, he was like a potato chip. Like,
oh no!
I was like,
Million's name.
So then you had to lay him to rest. Yeah.
Oh.
I put him in a
Lay's bag.
Pringles can.
What was his name, Steve?
I'm glad you can laugh about it.
Name?
Right.
I dipped him in some ranch and ate him.
He's still with them to this day.
I don't even remember his name. I think I only had it a week too. I didn't even have him very long. It's like, I didn't have a chance to name him. I name him dead.
Simpsons Feels a Horror, where they're eating all the students in the cafeteria, and you're like, you might say we just had Ooter, and he's in our stomachs right now. Wait, that's not really a joke. Strike that. Yeah.
That's not funny.
Anybody watch Fallon when Fallon, before he got the when he was the late night spot, he had an animal guy on called Jeff the Animal Guy, I don't know if anybody's a Fallon fan, but he used to have this Jeff the Animal Guy, and the Animal Guy actually was from Buffalo, and his kid went to my kid's school. He used to just bring the exotic animals to Conan, then he ended up getting the Fallon gig, and then he tons of skits. You could see him on YouTube, whatever. But he was telling me a story, this Jeff the Animal Guy, that he had some snakes that it said like live snakes, and he landed in Buffalo, and none of the baggage guys wanted to touch it, and the snakes all died. So he's like, had to like claim in the Delta, like, this is like $6,000 worth of snakes, you guys, because nobody wanted to touch it because it said snakes, and they froze.
Wow.
Oh no!
That's awful. My damn snakes, because nobody wanted to touch the damn things, and they sat out in the 20-degree weather and froze. And it's
Not
like,
cool.
No, he was like, dude, those were expensive.
Yeah.
And then he was, other things you learn about animal people. He goes, anytime you have a bite, like my monkey bit me, and I went in like to get looked at, and they say, how'd you do that? And he can never say it's an exotic animal because then they're going to quarantine the animal.
Yeah.
He goes, I've been through this. This isn't the first rodeo. He goes, I got to say it's like, a staple gun or whatever.
Yeah.
Or it's
can't say it's a dog bite either unless you want to have that.
Yeah, he goes, nope. He goes, I can't. I got this monkey, or I'm dealing with this stuff. It's like it happens, but I can't tell him what it is because it's they're going to quarantine my animal, and it's not. I don't want to, but it's my animal. You
gotta come up with an elaborate story. Like, I got bitten on the bus, and the fucker took the dog and ran off the bus, and I chased him, and he went around the corner. And I lost him. I don't know where he is.
I stepped on a nail, and it just is like half an hour story.
It might be tetanus. I don't know. Just give me all the shots.
I gotta get more beer.
Give me enough vaccine so I can go to Africa.
It's funny that the old Tarzan show. They used to have a monkey on there, and Tarzan used to complain. The actor who played Tarzan used to complain that the monkey's always biting him, and that reminded me that like everybody that's ever had a monkey on the set would bite him. Like on Lost in Space, that old show, there was a monkey on there that would bite everybody. And then on that show Friends, Ross had a monkey, and that bit the fuck out of him all the time off camera. And he hated the monkey, and they finally got rid of the monkey because he could bite him all the time. So yeah, never have a monkey on the set.
No, monkeys are fucking assholes.
Yeah, they're dicks.
They really are. Chimpanzees.
Monkeys are dicks.
Maybe they don't bite as much as monkeys, but ugh.
Remember that one that ripped that lady's face off because the lady, the owner of her of the monkey was giving him Prozac.
No.
You didn't hear that story? And this lady came over and had a squeak toy to give him a squeak toy or something. And the monkey freaked out and he jumped on the lady and started ripping her face off, ripped her eyeballs out of her head and her lips and her cheeks, ripped her whole face off. And the lady ran in the kitchen, grabbed a knife and started stabbing the monkey. And then it ran around the room all, and then finally the police came and they had to shoot the monkey because it went insane.
Wow. First of all, how could she see the monkey if he ripped her eyeballs out? But
no. Her friend came over with a toy, and the friend came over with a toy and squeaked it, and the monkey freaked out.
Oh.
And then it jumped on her friend and ripped her friend's face off.
She had to kill her friend. Yeah, she had to kill the monkey.
Yeah.
Or cry.
Yeah. Let's see.
Damn. No, I don't want to see that link. You can
whoever wants to see it.
Yeah.
It's pretty horrific.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, I'll post a link if anybody wants to see what happened to the lady afterwards. It's not a pretty sight.
Does it come straight out of
they're
Return of the Living Dead?
You don't even have to click on it. It just shows. Oh my god.
Oh, so so what sucks is that when that lady was in the hospital, she's like when she woke up from it, because she went into shock and
that doesn't even
went unconscious.
Jesus.
I know. So she was like, I can't see, and so that she wouldn't go into a panic. They told her it's okay, your eyesight will come back. You're just hurt right now. It's the swelling, but they didn't want to panic her. It's like, how dare they do that though? That's horrible. At that point, I just want to be shot in the head. Thank you. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're not you can't even go out in society anymore and not have. Have people. I mean, Yeah, that's.
I'd be a shut-in at that point, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's gone through since then. This was like, I don't know, like 12 years ago or something. She's gone through multiple surgeries to try to bring her somewhat back. But yeah, it's just the damage is all there. Yeah, wow. I mean, they rip your whole eyeballs out and your cheeks and your nose and your lips and your chin and oh god, that fucking monkey.
Yeah, exactly.
So the lady, the reason why she fed it Prozac is because her dead husband had a bunch of Prozac left over in the house or something. And she's like, oh, my monkey's depressed. I'll feed it Prozac. It'll make it feel better.
Jesus.
Like, that's a fucking drug for humans. You know, you don't know what's going to do to a monkey.
No, look at how deadly a lot of our stuff is on dogs alone.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. It's, yeah. Don't give your dog even just chocolate.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's not even a drug.
Yeah, I've been looking actually at like other sweeteners other than kind of the big commercial ones, and one of them is, is it like xylitol, something like that, which is in chewing gum, and it's deadly to dogs. Like, nope, not going with that one. But you can see their dogs have gotten a hold of sticks of chewing gum and died.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Can't blow bubbles or nothing.
No, you can with the full sugar.
There's a scene in the movie Explorers where he gives.
He does.
That wasn't
in the junkyard. He does. Yeah,
but that would be the old sugar gum.
But that's sugar gum. Yeah, that's not.
That's
not.
My dogs would tell you.
It's not Trident.
Yeah. Dogs love sugar, and sugar loves dogs. That's what my dogs would say.
I remember my cat ate like a big long thing of string once. And then when it took a shit, the shits were linked like sausages. I'm not kidding. They're all linked together in a long line.
That's another. This keeps making me think of Treehouse of Horror, Simpsons Treehouse of Horror, because there's a scene in one of the episodes where Homer's running from like the evil Flanders. It's a time travel one, and he's running. He sicks a bunch of dogs after Homer, and so Homer's running as fast as he can from these dogs, and he's like, "I've got it." He pulls out like a whole string of sausages, and he's like, "These sausages will give me the energy I need to outrun these dogs." I love that stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I remember my border collie. When my daughter was little, I had a border collie, and he ended up eating one of the, I'm sure, many toy parts, but he pooped out one day a Barbie shoe. It was just perfectly there in the turd, and it was this little little Barbie pink high heel. So funny.
Shit shoes. Yeah.
Shit
well,
shoes.
Steve, did you do any work on your Robotron?
Did I know?
I saw that you had a nice 4th of July party in your corner. Your arcade.
I had a bunch of like relatives come over and stuff, and what did we do? It was my daughter's boyfriend and a friend and somebody else. We played on my main machine. I have this like, okay, I'm gonna talk about MAME for a sec. Oh, yeah. On the main machine, I have this kind of a fun drinking game that we do. It's a shuffleboard game, but we use the trackball, to go. Yeah, and you shoot the puck down the thing, and winner gets to pick somebody to do a shot. So that's
Nice.
So that's what I did. I made the lemon shots, and I had the 4th of July smeared off thing, and I did some shots with those, and yeah, so that was fun. I got pretty plastered on over the weekend. And I had a never too hungover, and it saved me, I think, because in the morning I was feeling pretty good, because I think I would have been pretty trashed. But so yeah.
But the question is the bottle red or is it brown?
I don't know. I still have the never too hungover bottle, so I still have a couple of those to go through.
Last week when we were
brown.
I know when we were going through that, I was going to go grab one of the new bottles, and then I have the elevator action CPO that I haven't used, and I'm like, that's perfect because that is brown.
No, that's brown.
But then it turns out that the latest shipment of the drink aids that I got had the red. so I couldn't.
Or you could say rust for
Instead of kind of rusty burgundy-ish, kind of the maroon. You maroon.
Well, I held up the. I mean,
what
I
a maroon!
This,
yeah.
I mean,
there you go.
And I held it right up there, and I'm like, see. In fact, here's I did this whole comparison, and there's actually even red on here. You can see it there. So, it's not
worthless piece of paper.
Oh yeah. Wait, no, is this it is an Ian one, of course it is.
I threw all mine in the trash. He doesn't even do his business anymore, does he? Didn't he quit?
I don't think so. I don't know. Who knows? I hang. It makes me laugh when I look at it, and so
that's why you keep it around.
That's why I keep it around. Well, for the show too. That's why I have it right on my desk. And at any given point, hey, I still got this. Yeah.
He used to come on the show and talk games and stuff, and haven't seen him in forever. Yeah, I don't think he's in business anymore. I haven't seen him or heard from him in forever. Like at least a year.
They had the vagina scope or whatever that one.
Yeah,
vagina. Well, then they had that big fire, and then that was it. Yeah. So it'd be hard to come back from that. So
they probably realized with the fire that they weren't doing it and how nice their own time was. You know what I mean? Oh my God, look at this. How much are we making? This is so nice. I don't have to pack those fucking cap kits.
Right.
With the tape.
It's
he did have nice cap kits.
I'm gonna grab a beer real quick. Be right back.
But it's probably just what are we getting out of this, and how much time am I doing?
Yeah.
But I'm surprised he didn't. Well, still, it's all time. If you want to get in the board or just say I'm not going to sell anything, but I will do repairs. That's a lot less time consuming. Well, it's still, but you don't have to pack the kits and do all this stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just over. Maybe it was just a phase.
Yeah, could have been. I mean, I don't know how long how long was that going on? A couple of years, maybe?
I guess. But he's like you. He's younger. I mean, I have an emotional attachment to these stupid things because I lived it and I played it. So to him, maybe it was a temporary thing where you really like playing. You're into high scores. You like the restoration. You like everything about it. Even though
I've got nostalgia though too. I mean, that's how you get into this hobby.
Yeah, but not as much as you do. But for these particular, it's maybe him. It was just I like the computers, but I'm not. Maybe he's not a score guy. You like everything about it.
You're right.
And he just made the electronics. And after that got over, he's like, I like the games a little bit, but I'm not attached to them. So I'm out of this thing. This was. I thought I saw a little market there, and I could make some money, and then he's probably making a little. Then just fuck this. After the fire, that's what I'm thinking. It's all that time they had, and I don't want to reopen. And this wife's probably let's not do it. Or
I don't.
This break is what we needed because we didn't realize how much time we were spending.
Yeah, that's that's an interesting question, Dave, because I don't know Ian's story in terms of how he got into doing all of this and kind of what the backstory is, how he got.
It may have just been a temporary thing, It's he was good while it lasted, and then I mean, I know he was saying that the deal with John was killing him because he was probably man, I'm doing all this work, but I'm not getting. But that could have been renegotiated, or maybe it was just burnt out totally. It's I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not interested. It's it's you say that people I'm out of the hobby, or because they just lose interest in moving on to something else.
Yeah.
Where for me, well, I don't know, maybe someday, but I don't think so. It's pretty neat to I'm kind of excited because I know the guy that's going to do my HVAC, and I'm wondering, he's going to be in the basement going, dude, what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't get old.
That's true.
People what? Whoa.
Yeah.
Fucking dragged all these things down. Maybe I'll try and make a deal with my Operation Wolf with him. Well, if you want to get into the hobby, I got a perfect project game for you.
Exactly. Get into it with a project that
just get it out of here. Please take it. I mean, literally, I got the game for $85, so that game doesn't owe me anything. And but I've got the parts to make it whole again. If somebody wants an Operation Wolf, I'm not selling it.
Carrie, I was telling them about your DK3 idea with the DK Junior.
And the board's gone. But by the way, on the one that we were looking at.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know. The sale ended. I don't know if he actually sold it or not.
It's not the worst thing though, because chances are it didn't work.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. And I have no room. But yes, that's kind of a fun. Yeah.
I used your chocolate and peanut butter analogy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, I like DK3. You have a DK Junior cab.
It's a perfect idea. Just need the space.
Now, Jim, you have a storage unit with games. Like, do you ever think about just like selling some of them? Just like, like I'm holding on to these things, I can always rebuy them. Maybe get a little money for your pin or for something else.
Well,
he talked about selling his DK Junior, and that's when I was like, "Oh wait, you have a DK Junior." Yeah. see how good that worked.
Yeah, see, I've already kind of in my head figured out. Okay, I would sell this game. I would sell this game. This I would keep. But the thing is that it'd be. I just need the right. The thing is that to sell any of those, which I haven't powered on. Let's see, when did I put all those games in there? 2011.
How many games are in there?
Like 7 or 8.
And which ones were on the chopping block that you would sell, or which would you keep?
What would I keep? Well,
I'm going to keep this because this is a good shape, or I just the money to rebuy it's too much, or it'll be hard to find one. That's kind of like supply and demand. Like if I want to get this again.
Yeah, I would. Let's see. What would I keep? Well, for sure, I'm keeping my Desert Assault / Turtles cabinet because that's going to be my Dungeons and Dragons. Simpsons, I want to keep mostly. I haven't decided if I want to like keep it in the long term, but I think that'll be a fun restore. And I do like the game, but it's a monster, and now all those 4-player Konami games are going for stupid money. So then, the question is, do I restore that and sell it, or do I just get it, presentable? The thing is that someone tried painting around the artwork on the sides. At least on one side, it definitely needs to be cosmetically restored, but the game works. And I got that for $200.
No, you should keep that, and then you could buy other boards for it, like Sunset Riders or X-Men or.
Like any of the
Turtles
games.
Yeah, and then when you have friends come over, you can play that.
But it's also space versus if he's not like how long are you going to hang on to it before, like I could put something else here.
Yeah, Turtles was my first game, and so I have a little bit, but It doesn't mean that I wouldn't be fine with letting it go.
So what's on the chopping block?
Chopping block
was.
I was gonna sell DK Junior because I'm like, I like the game, but I'm not completely attached to it. It's not. I don't have the DK bug that a lot of these people have, and of all the Donkey Kong games, Donkey Kong Junior was my favorite. I could care less about the original Donkey Kong. So, but I would definitely sell that one. And the cabinet's not mint or anything, so it would be whatever fair price. And then
it's working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
oh, yeah.
That was my second game. I think I got second game or third game, and that was I rebuilt the monitor. It's got I haven't powered it up for a while, but it's got a new control panel entirely. I bought from Mike's Arcade.
See, that's what I want to do with mine. I want to sell my control panel, and mine's got that Wicco on it, and I have an extra DK control panel black with the joystick. I think I'm going to sell both of those and just buy the Mike's Arcade.
I won't
be really into it for any that much money.
Yeah, I think I spent like $80 on it, on the whole fucking thing. It was like it was stupid and expensive, and it's just all ready to go and done. So
now it's
that's
like
what I did.
$150 if I buy it. If you buy,
is it really? Okay.
Yeah, if you buy it, and I think it's like $100. It's like $40 more for the wiring. But I think I'm still going to do it. Like I'm just going to sell mine with the Wicco, and the other one.
For me, it made sense because mine was a clusterfuck of a cabinet. It was a Frankenstein. It was it had DK3 artwork, and a DK Junior board, and it was a regular Donkey Kong cabinet. So like it had a taste of every Donkey Kong game in there. And the only reason why I converted it all the way to a DK Junior was because it had that board in there. And that was the game I liked the most.
What color is it? It's so blue?
It's orange though. I painted it orange.
See, that's the only reason. Well, it's not the only reason.
Now, in hindsight, I wouldn't have painted it orange because I didn't think I did I did a decent enough job. It looks presentable, but like nowadays, I would have been like, well, if I'm going to go orange, I'm just going to laminate the whole thing. So.
Well, that's why I sold that Donkey Kong Jr. I had, because I liked it, but it's blue.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like I had it, and then that's when I got Andrew's Spy Hunter. So something had to go, and I'm like, this is blue anyway. Yeah. I only bought it for $200. I sold it for $5. And I'm like, this is going to fund that Spy Hunter I got to get because I got to ship it for Andrew. My kid's like, why are you sad? And I'm like, because I'm getting Spy Hunter, which now I know I'm cockpit or nothing. I'm all about the cockpit.
You beat me to it. I had to reach my unmute buttons and
cockade, Crafty's cockade. Didn't we talk about that?
I love it. I still liked it in the upright, but when I sit down, it's a different feeling. It brings back so many more memories. And, because that's the way I played it. I never played it in the upright, so I only played in the cockpit at putt-putt.
See, and I remember my memories come from playing the upright at Outer Limits. Anyways, I would originally DK Junior was on the chopping block.
What else?
Frogger I would sell.
Ooh,
the thing,
dude. I had all my games listed when I thought I was going down the tubes or whatever. I'm like, I'm going to list them all, just get some cash, and everybody about the Frogger. All the games, everyone was like, "Oh, how much? Can I see the sides?" Everyone was about the Frogger.
The funny thing is that like, I was excited to get that. I've told that story 1,000 times about how I got into it. I got into a big can of worms, thinking that I was getting a Frogger, and it had a bootleg board, and I spent a lot of time and money to get it back to Frogger, and I went the green route with it. But the thing is that like even after I went through all that, I played it a few times, and some people would play that at parties, but all in all, it just wasn't what I don't know what I was expecting, but I was like, ooh, Frogger, everyone knows that game. It's a big, it's a well-known title. But the thing is that I have no attachment to it. And my argument used to be, well, that's one of those games that kind of like Pac-Man that everyone knows and will play. But the thing is that like no one asks about Frogger. They ask about Pac-Man or Miss Pac-Man. No one asks about Frogger. They forget about that game until they see it. So like I'm fine. Like that game can go. We have fun when we do our NAT tournaments. That's enough Frogger for me.
Exactly. It's much more fun when somebody's blindfolded.
Yes, I agree.
I had fun when it was working the other day.
I'm pumped. So Jim, you got $1,000 in your pocket, and you're not going to put it towards a pin. Let's just say, what game out there would you want to get? Like, what are you looking at, or what do you?
Oh, that would be it would go right into my big blue cabinet for Street Fighter.
Okay, a big blue.
Yep. No questions, because I've already got the cabinet for the only other vid would be Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm using my Desert Assault / Turtles cabinet for that. And so I just need the board for that, and then artwork, which will be like custom artwork probably.
Would you switch out the Street Fighter once in a while with something else like Darkstalkers or I don't know, some other like just to change it up? Yeah.
I mean, I haven't quite decided. It all depends on what's in the cabinet when I get it. Because I haven't decided, and that's going to dictate whether or not I get the Darksoft multi that goes in there, which is not emulation, but it's got all of the CPS2 games. So it'd be easy to change those games out, or if I go and just buy the board. So, but if I have to buy the Super Turbo board, the Street Fighter board, those boards now are almost at the same price as that multi They're ridiculously
expensive.
They're like $300-400. That's stupid.
Yeah, Keith has that anniversary one that I really like that one.
And that one is actually that's less common than Super Turbo, but everyone wants to play all the tournaments, everything. The Super Turbo is like the Cadillac of Street Fighter 2, and Keith's board is a lot of fun because it's a kind of a novelty. You can play all the different versions all in one game, but it's not. You can't just play up Super Turbo. So you won't see that get played in tournaments. But with that said, it's more of a rare board. So that board would be, I think, is worth a couple bills more than the Super Turbo boards because it's not as common.
Yeah. Yeah, Keith's thinking about putting in a switcher or something and putting different Street Fighter style games in it,
Yeah, I want to do Hyper Fighting and Super Turbo. So
okay.
Just do a conversion for I'm trying to read the chat here.
What's everybody's top 5 games you would want like right now?
I can tell you once I pull up my little lists here.
What about Carrie? Carrie, what do you want? You got top 5 that you don't have any
I'm at that. I've finally hit that point where I'm like, space is just the thing. Like I'm now looking at. I've finally actually hit it. Like I've worked some magic. Sometimes I'm like, I'm out of space. I'm like, oh, I found some space. Look, I did this way it works. But I'm like, the magic is gone. I waved the wand. I'm like, pfft. And so I'm actually looking now at like doing the first one where I'm like, okay, I just need to sell this because of room to,
okay, bye-bye, iRobot.
Top 5 that you would like.
Fucking thing.
I would like these. I'd have either to consider getting rid of some or doing, or let's say top 3. Top 3.
But I would. Well, I'll just say if I were to. I mean, the things that I've thought about, like if I, space were, there's the real rare stuff that like I would do. Like I've talked about the Inferno forever, like, but I'm never gonna fucking find an Inferno.
I don't know. Maybe someday at CAX it'll be on sale there.
I know, right? Maybe I'm thinking,
$12,000.
Yeah,
Jonathan will be like, Carrie, you've been such a good friend and neighbor of 20 minutes away. Here, I'll sell you my Inferno for $1,000.
Who says that?
John Colpe, who
her fantasy world.
Yeah, my fantasy. This is my fantasy world.
I thought you were talking Gino or something.
Yeah,
Does Gino have one? He's a nice guy. Let's test how nice he is.
Right? Exactly. You call yourself a friend.
You say you're a nice guy. Let's prove it.
Yeah. So there's stuff like that. The tax scan has been something that after I played it at 2084, it's been one of those like, oh my God, I really want. That's an amazing game. I really want
find one eventually. That's a fun one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get that.
Yeah, I said. Yeah, the only one I've ever seen for sale was DJ DNS was sold that cabaret thing he created, but which was never. It was never originally a cabaret, but he made one. But I don't. God knows how much he sold it for because it's DJ DNS, and so there's never.
I've done a couple deals with him.
Yeah, it's always make me an offer.
Actually, Bartelli just got a reactor off of him.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's pumped. It's funny,
I'm gonna say this in for chat real quick. Who's going to CAX this year? I want to get a tally of. Maybe I can see who's all going.
Do we have the chat going, or is it just the YouTube?
I'm talking about on the IRC chat.
Oh, it wasn't in the email.
Oh,
that's what I
IRC link. I don't think is the IRC link posted in the emails usually. I just posted
that's how
34K usually throws them in there, but then he always puts in the wrong one, and Gleek complains.
Wrong link. Is this it? What is this? What did Mock? What did you?
I think that's the shitty one. It's the one that it starts like Gleek table. Is that? It's the one that if I start to type in Gleek, it's gleektable.com something or other, but that would work too.
Arcade Hangout / #arcade.
Yeah, if of the like not ridiculous ones, I've mentioned this on Slack before that I'd love to have a bit kit. cab. I've got my eye
I've
out.
been thinking about getting a bit kit.
Deli that's always playing,
Yeah.
the guy that got the reactor, he got the bit kit and the scramble. He goes, it's awesome.
Yeah, I want to get a.
Yeah.
My goal. I've decided I really want to do a Ms. Pac. Put the 8-way joystick in, because that's one of the games that people are like, oh, do you have Ms. Pac-Man? And I don't, and I'm not a fan, honestly, but it's a cool looking cabinet and people like it, so I could have the bit kit, I could do that in the Ms. Pac, people could play Ms. Pac, could play that, and then I would just use it as my bit kit cabinet. So it's kind of like a win-win. It needs to do double duty. So that's a more like common one, as opposed to like some ridiculous thing like, oh, I'd like to get an Inferno.
I think you'll find a tax scan before an Inferno.
Before an Inferno, yeah.
Yeah, because I've been seeing a few of those here and there, and if I ever see one on sale anywhere, I will let you know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get a cousin Brian because he still wants a fire escape, even though I sold his cream one. And I'm like, well, I'll give you a project, but I'll trade you. One of the projects for one of 3 games, which I know, Defender, which is Andrew's old Defender, which I still like, but he still has a pack and a Ms. Pac, and I'm like, I would prefer one of those, Pack or Ms. Pac, but I will probably do Defender. But
nice.
Yes, well, no, I like Defender, and I'm trying to do the Life magazine photo. I've almost got. I've Tutankhamun, and then I'm like,
just Photoshop a bunch of views like scattered throughout. One with a mustache, one with the
I have the games. I mean, I have in that photo. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the photo.
Yeah.
But I mean, between me and Brian, like we have all the games except Tutankhamun. Like we could do it in the middle of my street and just call them out there and recreate it. Get those local.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta Photoshop duplicates of yourself posed in the same way.
Like John, I want to see that John photo. Remember when it was like it was the Greekers and they were all faces of John or something.
Oh yes. Yeah.
That was so good.
Yeah. And I will say another thing. I'll throw one other game I'll throw out there that it's actually not a specific game, although I really like the one that Jim and I played down at Arcade Expo. Is I'd love to get an old EM gun game.
Oh,
right!
I played one in forever.
Put that next to your ringer.
Yeah, exactly.
Except those games are so deep.
Yeah, there's no way I could. That would be a pain in the ass to try to figure out. Like
they're heavy and they're space.
You'd have your. I keep kidding that Carrie's going to turn into a different generation. She's going to be. I decided to go back a generation. I want to do all the '70s stuff, and because you've got your pitch and bat, your ringer, you want one of those.
Yeah, it's such a cool arcade if you see those. Like when the guys have them. The saucer and like, oh wow, this is so like. You're in it. Yeah.
I don't need a lot. I mean, despite that, I like the smattering. I think is good. And like the pitch and bat is a 66. I think ringer 72. I thought it was originally 70, but then I saw something. I guess they made them between 70 and 72. I don't know what year mine is. Yeah, there's something about those old games, and it would be so cool to have one of what actually would be kind of fun is maybe not right next to Cheyenne, we had a shared arcade space, but to kind of see where here's the history of it, kind of like with Karate Champ and Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yeah.
I love the juxtaposition of the two because I have those two next to each other in my arcade. Although I don't know if they're going to continue to be next to each other in the next iteration of my arcade.
That's a no. She makes a tradition. This is like a ritual now that when we bring all the games back from CAX, they have to be rearranged in a different order.
Yeah, well, and they get played differently. Like it's you end up in certain rows, and it will increase the play of some of them. And so yes, I've actually rearranged things entirely, and I'm not looking at my my latest floor plan for it. But I love doing that because I'm bringing a dozen games to CAX, so it's not
And for those that are going to CAX, you can check out Carrie's prototype Escape from the Planet of the Robot Monsters.
Yep.
Which will be there with for sale.
Yep. Yes, exactly. That's my I need to make room.
Prototype marquee. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And drawn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it go for good money, that game?
It goes for good money even without a hand drawn prototype marquee. So.
I played that game in the arcade.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that was one of the main games that I'm like, ooh, wow, I haven't even seen this in forever.
I think that game has an ending too. If you play it long enough, I think it ends.
I bet it does. Yeah.
I was never as good enough
like that type of game that
to
would
get the ending of games. Besides Dragon's Lair.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see my list. Oh, Trog, a dedicated Trog. Now for a more common game, Big Buck Hunter, either Pro or probably a Safari cabinet, so I can and put and I want to put the World Kit in there so I can play Pro Open Season.
It is still pretty neat. I'll give you. I like the Buck Hunters. That's a pretty cool thing.
Me and my buddies, we played the shit out of it when we were in our mid-20s, and we'd go to the bar on the weekends, drink a bunch of beer, and play that game. We got pretty good at it. And now, you know, they have the HD out. Ever since the HD came out, those have started to drop. So that's a pretty those cabinets come up for sale quite often. But I want to get a Safari and put the World Kit in there. And then the only other one is Super Punch Out, really. Yeah,
baby.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make that a reality for me soon. I feel it. It's not going to be dedicated to, but it's going to be both.
Well, I mean, they're the same cabinet, really. It's just different art, a little bit of an art package.
And that's why Donnie was like, after Super Punch Out, after Breakers, it's like, ooh, dude, I'm kind of getting, Super Punch Out. I know, right? It's fun.
You're welcome, everyone.
Yes.
Steve got that for me. Yeah.
Love it.
So yeah, and those punch outs evidently on the East Coast pop up way more often than the Midwest. So
I don't see them that often besides Buffalo.
Nice. But that's all right. That's a giant cabinet, and I don't have I don't have space. It'd go in my storage unit until I could figure out what to do with it.
They must have been big in Argentina. Have you seen the go to eBay, look at punch out boards. There's like 3 from Argentina. They've been on it forever. I don't know why. Punch Out, Super Punch Out. Nobody's buying it because it's fucking Argentina.
Nice.
I need to get a beverage.
So how about you, Dave? What's your list?
I'm a pretty common guy. I drink Bud Light. I want Dragon's Lair. I saw Mad Adam's Dragon's Lair on there. I'm still mad, I didn't get that. I said this before, that $500 one about 5 years ago. They probably had the fucking laser disc in it. All I know, it just wasn't working. And the guy's like, "Oh, I'm not into laser games. I know nothing about them."
You can get Griffins for $5,000.
Oh, is that what he's asking for?
Jesus.
Is that what he's asking for? $5,000?
Yeah. When he bought it for like $700 or something.
Really, but and that's funny because I did not sell my Repro bezel, and I'm trying to see if Jowl, because otherwise I'm going to listen on Clav, because I bought that, and the one that the other punch out I have, the bezel's okay, just a few scratches, and the bezel I did buy, the Repro, you still have to, it's got like a black tint around the border. You have to either paint it or use vinyl or something, because it just doesn't have that. It's tinted, but it doesn't have
glass. Yeah,
it doesn't have it's tinted plexi.
Yeah, Dragon's Lair has tinted plexi on it too, I believe.
I want Dragon's Lair, Paperboy. I played that as a kid, so I have a memory of that.
Expensive.
Pole position. I'd even take it upright. I don't have space for a cockpit, but pole position I do want, because I do like the game. Cockpits, I would like Spy Hunter cockpit and Star Trek. I can't think of anything else. Dragon's Lair is a huge. Dragon's Lair and Paperboy are number 1 and 2. And then,
those are some high price items you got your eye on there, Mister. Yeah. I'm just a plain guy, or whatever you said.
I'm just an ordinary man.
Yeah, exactly. Drinking Bud Light.
Drinking Bud Light and
going for a Paperboy and a Dragon's Lair.
I'm not going because I don't have any space. It's the one paper. Did I have a chance? Oh, did I tell you about the story with the guy with the fucking meter reader? And that there was a meter reader, and he came down because, do you have meter readers there? Does the guess? Maybe it's.
Yeah, no.
So my meter
back in the day, not anymore.
My meter's still in my basement, so that they come inside your house. At least me. Some houses in this neighborhood, they put it on the outside, so they never have to do that. But they still have to. In my house, the meter's in the basement for the gas. So the guy comes and he says, "My buddy just inherited a game from his grandfather," and I forgot what he said, but it was Dragon's Lair. But he didn't call it Dragon's Lair at first. I'm like, "Are you serious, Dragon's Lair?" And then he goes, "Oh yeah, that's the name. We were playing it the other night." And I'm like, give him my phone number. I go tell him I will pay him good money for this game, and I got such an arcade boner.
Oh,
I didn't get. He goes, "No, I'll text him right now." I don't know if he wants to sell it. I should have said. I told him I'd give him $1,000. I should have said I'd give him $2,000. That's what I should have said. I said because I didn't want to start high.
Yeah.
Tell him $1,000 instantly. Or not, I said I'll give him $1,000 if it's all there.
Yeah.
Whatever. Wouldn't it be? Wait 6 months, and then hopefully he's a crack addict, and then he's got my number. But yeah. So I had that chance, Dragon's Lair, and then the one $500, and the Paperboy chance I had was probably 5 years ago or 4 years ago. Somebody on Clove said, this deal fell through. It's an eBay deal, and it's like closing like an hour. And I think it went for like $275, but it was in a basement in Canada, but it was 2 hours away from me. And it was something where the guy didn't live at the house, so he had to drive to the house to meet you. And it was like Halloween, and I have little kids. This is the only because I'm trying to when can I, if I bid on this auction, when can I get this? He's like, it has to be today. I'm like, well, fuck, I can't. It's Halloween. I got little kids. I gotta if I pick it up, it had to be between 2 and 4. I'm like, I wouldn't even be back. And I'm like, but that was the closest I got to a Paperboy. But I just renewed my free paper ad, which runs tomorrow. We will see if I get any more games.
I'll just how wrong that could go if people didn't know you're looking for an arcade game and looking for a cute little Paperboy, looking for a Paperboy in good shape.
Well, what have I gotten out of my posting my ads? I have. What did I get? I got a Space Invaders Deluxe. And it was funny because the guy called it a Pac-Man when I got there because they referred to it as a general term. And then I got that stunt cycle, which I was my wife, hey, some guy called, he's got a woman, she's got a stunt cycle. I'm like, a stunt cycle? A stunt cycle? But it didn't have the board in it, so I sold it. It wasn't, whatever. It's I'm not going to get into this. I don't know if anything else even works. It's way beyond my skill level, which is 0 out of 10. But,
no, discharged a monitor. You're troubleshooting stuff.
Whoa.
That's right.
And I did put that trackball in that centipede. I did do that 3 years ago.
Nice.
And I can.
You're warming up.
I can help you out with the fire escape if you need help.
Oh, that's right.
I'm good with fire escapes. That's about it. I know, but it's you're forgetting, this stuff's if you don't do it. If someone's got a fire escape question, I'm like, fuck, I wish you did this 2 years ago.
That happens to me a lot. Where it's I need to refresh my memory with what all I need to do is open up the back door and be like, oh, that's right. Something like that. But that happens to me quite a bit where someone will have a question, even Cheyenne or something. And it's oh yeah, that's but it takes a while if you're not doing it all the time. When you're working on the game, the game inside and out, but it doesn't take long for that to just fade away.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a fun time when I'm in my garage and there's 3 fire escapes in there. My dad's working on one and I'm on the other one. It was like cottage industry, we're just rolling them out. But yeah,
I love that story.
Not many left. Get it while you can. I'm so lazy with this. There's only 6 or 7 projects, but that's it. And once they're gone, it's like the Cadbury egg, except they're not coming back at next Easter.
Yeah.
Walk.
I love that little rabbit going.
That's the old commercial ever. They still play it.
It's really raspy, and it's
I like really the little. You can hear the
old resolution.
There's something charming about it. Yeah.
Yeah, they won't film a new one. They've got. It's not like hard to get a rabbit and film it in HD.
Right,
They just keep upscaling it, so it's like this. Whole,
Yeah,
like,
it's all raspy with lots of like noise.
I love it though. I love that. It brings me right back.
Yep.
And it walks away and it's got an egg there, like it just shit out an egg.
Yeah.
I have never eaten a Cadbury egg in my life.
Whoa.
What?
They're super rich.
I don't know. I don't think it freaked me out, the color of it.
Yeah.
Chocolate with like
Dave, I can understand understand that entirely, because you're right though. It looks like it's like, oh, there's a yolk in there. What the fuck? I remember as a kid being like, and actually just taking the egg because I knew it tasted good because I had one before, but not liking to like look inside, and so it'd just be. It's like
I used to wash it out. I used to wash out the yolk.
Oh, interesting.
And I would just eat the chocolate.
Yeah,
well, that's
the Cadbury chocolate's good. But I'm not a big fan of the egg.
Yeah, that's
I'd much rather have other Cadbury chocolate.
That's my chocolate.
I mean, nowadays I know how sugary that the yolk part or whatever, the cream filling or whatever is. But now there's so many I guess you could call them spin-offs or not really knockoffs, but you got the Snickers one, you got the Milky Way one, you've got all of these that are like parodies almost of the Cadbury egg, because it's not a Cadbury egg, but it's the same, it's a big egg that's chocolate and caramel and whatever.
You know what I really like?
Caramel ones are good.
I love the little chocolate eggs that are covered in foil that you get in an Easter basket. I like that they make the Reese's ones now. I love that.
Fucking Easter candy is so good. Shouldn't that be on the shelves
Easter show?
Yeah.
Come on, Easter's right around the corner.
No, we have to get through our Christmas video first.
Wait. Oh, Halloween candies are probably on the shelves already or getting close.
My son is addicted to Halloween. Oh, he was crying today. Daddy, can you put Halloween videos YouTube on? He's addicted.
Carrie, you like how I steered around your comment about the Christmas video?
Yes, you totally nicely done.
Keep going, Dave. Keep going.
Yeah, keep talking.
I feel like I just saw the Christmas video.
See?
At Christmas.
Jim's like, we could do this every other year. It's funny because when Island Pirate made that comment on that one link on Clav about Sailor Sarah making a joke, I'm sure, about that being me singing in some advertising promo video, which was really funny. I started to say something about, oh, by the way, Jim and I are starting to record and start filming the Christmas video, and then I backspaced over, and I'm like, nope, I won't do that just in case. It's like, fuck it, we're doing this every other year. I'm still allowing for the possibility of it being every other year, even though it's already written, and really it wouldn't be Christmas without the Christmas video.
Yeah,
I think what we'll do is we'll record the song. And then you'll lip sync to it, and that'll be the video. We'll broadcast live, and you'll just. Well,
I wouldn't even need to. Oh, I see. Oh, that's it. Like I'm actually singing it.
Yeah. Or you could just sing it, but no. I mean,
we could just play it, but it would be long. It would not be.
And then it's all start with just you talking poems, and then turn into music videos.
Right, because I ran out of production. I know. Well, the problem is I ran out of poems. Apparently, there's only two poems.
And then I made the dumb comment of saying, "Hey, you could do songs."
Yeah, well, I think a number of people recommended songs, and then I asked you to. Oh, maybe if you could record it.
You were going to do a PowerPoint.
Yes, and like if we could do a PowerPoint presentation while you played the song, and then.
Does anybody have friends who give them the Christmas letter?
Hmm?
You know what a Christmas letter is? Instead of the Christmas card, it's the Christmas letter. What's been happening?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then we have one. It's like, oh God, I gotta read this thing. I want happy holidays, and here's a picture of the kids or the dog or whatever. I don't want to read this.
Yeah. Or a funny Christmas card.
I haven't got one of those in a while, but I remember getting them though. Yeah, they talk about all the events that happened to the family through the entire year.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
And then we decided to revamp the backyard. And then we decided
to grow the Christmas letter, because once your kids grow up, like then what the fuck
now
are you going to talk about?
Timmy's in 6th grade.
No,
it's not like now Timmy's, got to
joining a law firm and suing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like preschool.
Now Timmy's doing pornos.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happens. Your children, your children grow up and become great disappointments, so there's nothing to write in your letter anymore.
I haven't seen Jimmy. He started doing crack, and I lost track of him.
Yeah.
Jimmy, I tell you.
Yeah. And Janet started hitting the pole. My understanding is the tips are great, but we don't see a lot of her.
Hitting the pole.
Yeah. But other people see a lot of her.
Pipe.
Yeah, nice.
Take that for a Christmas letter.
Originally you were like, hey, I want to throw up this image and this image, and I'm like, well, if we're doing that, let's record you in front of a fireplace and do it real campy, like and then you're like, well, can't really use this fireplace though, and then then I have to bring my equipment there, that's not going to really work. And yeah, there we go. No, here we are, renting a helicopter. Got the sound crew and the all the SAG members coming. Yeah, Mock knows about how one man becomes a crew, and
sucks.
Just about dies. Yeah.
You gotta get a craft table full of food.
Yeah, it's like, we can do that. It'll just take me 4 hours to set up.
Yeah,
for that 5-second shot.
Oh yeah, I know. Ugh. And people don't understand what goes into like production for like editing or filming or anything. They just go, "Oh, I just want it," Yeah, it's easy. Just shoot it.
I saw a YouTube video on that.
Yeah, those guys crank those videos out. It's easy. Yeah. So,
anyone do anything this last week?
I did arcade stuff.
But first, let's talk about what brand boxers are you guys wearing?
Although we didn't, Mark, we didn't get. Did we? You didn't talk about your list of like what?
Yeah.
Oh, what I want?
Yeah, like if you could pick
Daddy,
up.
I wanted
games.
No. Can it, you twit?
Yeah, I have my Robotron. I've been playing that a lot.
Nice. What else you want? What's the top 5?
I don't have a top 5.
You wanted a Tron.
I do. I still want a Tron, but I don't want to pay Tron prices.
Second main cabinet.
Yeah.
Or just a Tron would be cool, or a Tron. Wait, what's that, Dave?
What's your top price you'd pay for a Tron?
Well, I don't have the money right now, but when I do have some money, yeah, I don't know, somewhere in the $500 to $700 range. I couldn't go.
You want to get
that.
You don't want to pay $1,700 for.
No, yeah, they go for a lot. They go for over $1,000 now.
You're gonna be a pro restorer after you're done with your Robotron, anyways. Yeah. And the nice thing about having limited space is that doing projects then isn't that crazy, because it's not like you have unlimited space and you can have like 10 projects, so then you can just spend all that time with your one game and doing everything really well. That's one thing I really liked when I first got into this. I was living with my folks when I was in my early 20s. I think I was 21 when I got my Turtles cabinet, and so there's always that was it. That was the one game, and so like I spent. And that was my first, since I was my first, I got to learn and spend a lot of time on that one game, and I really enjoyed it. So I guess my motto really hasn't changed much. I've done 2 games at a time. I've restored 2 games simultaneously before, but for the most part, I like to just do one game, get it done, and then move on to the next one. And that's why I have that storage unit still. So like I get out of sight. These games just get, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was thinking about maybe building a cab and putting a time gal in it, because I have all the means to like build something like that, software wise. So I have it. Time gal. It's a Laserdisc game. Pretty rare.
Is there
It never
a naked
actually.
woman?
So
No,
I know it sounds like some sort of VR thing.
It's like Dragon's Lair, but with a girl that time travels. So instead of going into rooms like in Dragon's Lair, you go to like I don't know, like a Roman gladiator,
like time soldiers.
Tigers.
Yeah, I totally get it.
Yeah, like time soldiers. Yeah, like that, but better.
It's a laser disc version of time soldiers.
Or you'll jump to the ice age and you got to run.
I'll just give you my time
mammoth.
soldiers board there, Mock. Don't worry about your time gal. I'll give you time soldiers. You
no, Carrie, hold on to that because that's gonna be worth at least like $700 pretty soon.
Pretty soon. Yeah.
I think it'd be fun to make a time gal cabinet or something. I don't know. I've been tooling around thinking about doing something like that for fun. But let's see what else for actual arcade game.
You're such a fan.
Yeah, I've had opportunities to buy a Dragon's Lair, and I don't know. Just I'm like kind of like with Jim with Eyes, where you just played it to death, and it's like I don't really want to revisit it anymore.
Yeah,
I'd rather get something I want to learn to play. Like Robotron's great because it's so hard for me anyway. That's what she said, and it's challenging. I want to get good like. Arcade Impossible, what's his name? Greg with 2 G's. Yeah, he's so good at Robotron. I want to get, and he was making a series of like a tutorial.
I remember that. Yeah,
he only got up to like intermediate. He never got to the advanced video, and I started giving. He
got burnt out.
I gave him shit about it too just recently. I'm like, "Where's your advanced video on Robotron, you fucker?" And he's like,
I got a comment like
I'll
that.
revisit that someday. I'm still thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, right.
I got a YouTube comment like that just the other day, not about arcade stuff. It was about my top 10 videos. Someone's like, you promised you're going to do the top 10 action movies of the 80s. And this is like back in 2008 or 9 when I was like, and I just never got back to it. I'm like, yeah, I haven't forgotten. It's just those videos take a lot of time and work.
They take a lot of editing. Oh my God. You got to get all those clips. Well, do you take like DVDs and just look for the scene and like rip them with Handbrake or something? Or what do you do to grab those stuff?
Well, nowadays I'm so paranoid about copy. Like back then, nothing got flagged or
Yeah.
But so like the Knowing Kids one that I did, I used just still images, and that still was a lot of work because I had to pull all these stills out of there. Yeah. So but yeah, I was using like the actual DVDs and just ingesting those in and pulling the streams off from the VOB files.
So you're just getting the stream.
I was just ripping them
as it was playing on the screen. You're just ripping it directly.
No, I was just ripping it straight off the disc, like from the files.
Oh, okay.
Transcoding them,
Okay.
So that I could just take those. But the problem is that just to get like if I'm going to be using one like 30 seconds.
You gotta rip the whole movie.
I got ripped. So then I end up. And then I transcode that one bit and then delete the rest of it. But it's kind of
if you use Handbrake, you can specify what chapter, and it just does the one chapter. So you might want to look into that. Handbrake is a free software out there that you can use to rip DVDs and Blu-rays. So that's what we use. It's pretty cool.
Oh sure.
But anyway, so I have room for like one more arcade machine, and I'm trying to think what would be challenging and fun like Robotron, and what I'll like to play it, and people that come over would enjoy it too. So I've been kind of like thinking what would be fun, like a Space Harrier or like I don't know, something actiony or now I was thinking maybe a Heavy Barrel would be awesome. I really like that game. That's a fun one. So I'm just kind of keeping my eye out, and I always check Craigslist like everybody else every single day and see what's out there. And
are you always going to have 3 pins? Is that kind of like your set?
No more than 3. That's my limit. So 3 pins, 1 giant MAME cab, and I got my Robotron over there, and then I have space for 1 more machine. So I just haven't decided what I'm going to get yet. So.
What about your cocktail, your 60-in-1?
I still have that. Yeah. No. That's why I'm probably going to switch that out with a bit kit someday. So, yeah. I have a friend that comes over and he loves to play Scramble, but Scramble on the regular 60-in-1, the sounds are all fucked up and shitty. It doesn't sound right at all, and I don't know if you've ever seen it on there, but it's a lot of the games don't sound right, you know, or like Time Pilot, or I don't know. There's a bunch. There's a handful of games.
Funny, like when I turn that on, like I play like the same like 4 or 5 games.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah, and I have no desire. Yeah, and I have no desire because since that's a 4-way joystick, and I'm not. I have no desire to fire up any 8-way games. So
see, I switched mine out for a 8-way so I can play other things. So
yeah, and I'll never do that unless there's some easy adapter for a Wicco stick, because if I want to play Eyes or any of those other games it's got to be that, and I don't want to have to fuck with removing it, putting it back in.
The only thing that's dumb about the 16-1 is like it has like a couple games that require a trackball, like, you know, like the Centipede and Millipede. It's like those are lame. Well, those are lame with a joystick. So, and there's one game that requires 3 buttons, which is that Gunsmoke by Capcom. I think it's Capcom. But other than that, everything is pretty much a 1 or 2 button game. So I mean, they run fine enough. But so anyway, yeah, that's my thing for now. Just kind of keep my eye out, and I'm kind of trying to save my money right now because I've got events coming up. We got CAX coming up. We've got Grinkers coming up.
Nice segue.
I got my anniversary coming up.
That's 25 a big event.
25 year,
and we're all invited to that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's long.
That's a long time.
I know.
And you still like each other, at least most of the time.
I think so. And we've lived together for like 2 years before that. So it's really, 27 years we knew each other. So we haven't killed each other yet. So that's a plus.
That's totally a plus.
Yeah. No monkeys tearing your faces off.
No, or wives.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't rip my face off.
Then you're going to have to look at it.
Prozac was working.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I have a trip that we're going to be taking to New York right before Grinkers. I'm going to my nephew's wedding, and that's actually at the same time when my anniversary hits, too. So we're going to probably celebrate up there in New York while we're there.
Oh, cool.
Do something fun. And then
New York.
Yeah, that's being fun. And then I'm going to fly back on the 9th or the 8th, one of those 2 days. My anniversary is on the 8th, so we might have to do it a day early, but
it's going to be a big party.
Fly in and then like wash clothes real quick and then boom, back on a plane the next day or off to Grinkers.
You don't even need to wash clothes. You'll just be wearing Grinkers shirts the whole time.
Yeah, I've got all 12 of them.
I got a whole closet of those. Yeah,
they're all black and they're horrible to wear in the summer. It's all black and hot.
Someday I'm gonna donate a bunch of them.
Yeah, I have to say I donated some of mine, so I imagine that somewhere in like Africa or something, there's kids running around with Grinkers shirts on.
They don't know what it says, but they like the little rocket.
Yeah, exactly.
I have like one with grease stains. It's hard to tell. Like it gets mixed in with the regular ones.
Oh,
I need to put like a white paint stripe around it. Like this is the bad. this goes in the day paint shirts.
Dave, I like your Jaws shirt. Yeah.
Thanks.
I have way more paint shirts than I actually do painting. I'm like, I have a variety. It could be like, do I feel like wearing the green paint shirt or the peach paint shirt or I have a maroon paint shirt. Like, I don't do that much painting. I don't do that many.
I've got the Bondo clothes.
Bondo clothes.
Oh, nice.
I've got these beat up cargo pants that have some holes in them, and a long sleeve shirt, and I think a sweatshirt, because a lot of times I do this stuff in the fall, and even though I've washed that stuff, they're still like they've got that consistent light powdery look to them, and so I throw on the same clothes every time I go out there to sand or do anything with Bondo dust. So. Yeah, those are on the bottom of the closet in a little pile. Yeah.
How about the Nat tournament ones? We have the glow in the dark, and like I'll go into the bathroom, it's dark, and I see myself all full glowing.
It's like a penis on your chest.
A big penis going into my mouth on my chest. Like, I was like, was that on purpose, Andrew?
Yeah, it was so on purpose.
Yeah.
See, I was about to say his evil plan worked.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough that he had it, that everyone was wearing his wiener. Now he had to put a glowing plate penis on it.
Yeah.
On the other shirt.
In case you need to find it in the dark.
Yeah.
I know. Pretty funny.
All right, guys, I'm gonna cut it short.
I think I might call it a night too. I'm really tired.
All right, Carrie, we'll keep going. I'll ask you what you did this week.
Yeah, that's okay. I can save it and regale everyone with more stories of prepping games for CAX next week.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what Gak's doing right now.
Yeah, it said he better be since he's not here. I'm tired.
Yeah, that's what he said. I'm tired. I'm working on games for CAX.
And I'm like, yeah, he's doing all those cap kits. I know those.
He just dips it in a big puddle of lead that's melted. He's done. I refilled the solder.
Everything. Yeah.
I did it all at once. Like they
One
show
big
on TV.
solder glob.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
Alrighty, everybody. Well, thanks for joining us in IRC and the show and all that stuff. And we should be back next week. Hopefully, Andrew will be back. Andrew's off having fun at a concert, seeing Bad Religion, which I like Bad Religion. They're pretty fun. And I don't know, C-Bar will be back from his accident.
Right? That he witnessed.
I didn't understand what he wrote. He wrote a bunch of
he's
like
in
pictures
some other. Sorry,
it wasn't all
that's
in.
this version of shorthand. It's a.
Was that like head trauma, like texting?
Yeah, maybe.
No, you'll know because there'll be perfect grammar, perfect sentences.
Yeah, full sentences. Exactly.
Yeah, it's like, who are you? He got like
Punctuation,
infinitely
spelling.
smarter somehow. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
2, 2, and 2. All righty. See you, everybody.